Today I'm going to discuss Unukachio's movie, actually what he says about the role of a manager. So I'm starting right now. So, starting. Good morning. Our today's lesson is the role of a manager. Role of a manager. That means role of an overseas manager. So every foreign country, they have the subsidiaries in many countries. So thereafter, they have to open branches in foreign countries. They have to also appoint some managers, right? So basically, we define manager into three levels. So, top management, middle management, and lower management. So this is the three layer of management in a company. Top management generally the person who is the general manager, right? On the other hand, the lower management is the person who are doing the day-to-day activities, for example, from ordering to the collection of the money. On the other hand, top management is the general management whose responsibility is decision making, right? Decision making. But before going to the middle management, I just want to clarify what is lower management. Lower management actually they do basically the production related job. They do processing. That means the manufacturing. If we say in perspective of manufacturing company, they do the manufacturing job, production job. Or in perspective of service oriented company, they do the processing. That means they from order to delivery of the product and collection from collection to the collection of money. They process this job. And hereafter, here is some person who look after the lower level management. We call them as a supervisor. They are the supervisor. They look after production job, lower level management job. Right? So, if a person want to monitor the lower level management job, he or she should have some knowledge, experience, and skills. Three things is required. That means experience, skills, and knowledge. These three things is required. So whenever a overseas company open a subsidiaries company, they have to appoint some managers, right? So when they appoint managers, here is some criteria to evaluate that manager. And these are the three things: specific industries, experiences, skills, and knowledge. This is required for production job, operational job. This is required. These three things. Right? On the other hand, top management job is the decision making, setting the strategy. So now, what is the role of a mid-level management job? Middle management job. What is their jobs actually? For lower level management job, basically there is need the physical efforts to look after the operational jobs. That means we can categorize this one as a body, because we have to manage the jobs by hand. We have to do this one by processing. So we can call this one as a body. Lower level management job, we can call this one as a body. On the other hand, now the role of a mid-level management or mid-level manager, it has two kinds of responsibilities. One is to support the strategy of top management, right? To support the strategy of top management. On the other hand, they have to see the productivity of low-level management. They have to ensure that the process is productive. So here is two-way responsibility to support the top-level management decisions, strategies, and look after the production job. So basically, these two portions, top-level management and mid-level management, here is they basically use the brain, right? They use the brain. So we can call this one as a brain. Brain. This part brain, this was body. But the point is, what is the actual role of a manager? Local manager. Every subsidiary companies, they appoint basically the manager, and they appoint the manager as a from the local persons. That means the local manager. So whether they are the lower level, that means the operational level manager or mid-level manager, they have to ensure it. They have to know actually what is their role. What is their role? But the point is, the persons, sometimes they are far from the purpose, actually, what is their job? Whether they will work to monitor the lower level management or either the mid-level management. Here's two. So whenever a overseas company, they appoint a manager, here is some misconception may arise that whether they will work here or they will work here, right? So whenever a manager, mid-level manager work in the lower level management, they become very busy, right? They become very busy. Because here is more monitoring time is needed, more job is coming. So they have to process this one. So when the transaction is increased, they have to give more time. They call we are very busy. We cannot do any other job. We cannot support the decision making. We are very busy. But the point is, mid-level managers' job is more flexible and it has no boundary. But on the other hand, lower level management has the job description. But here's the pitfall. If the mid-level manager, they involved more in the lower level management, they hampering the flexibility of the lower level management. They hampering the development. Because mid-level managers think that they are more capable, more experienced, and more knowledgeable person. If they do the job by themselves, then they can complete the task very easily. So here's the point is, if managers think so, then hereafter, what about the lower level manager? Yeah, lower level manager or operational level person's job description. What is their development? So here is two pitfalls. Once mid-level managers, they cannot get the actual essence of their role. Thereafter, they are hampering the development of the lower level management. Right? So as I said, here is the top level manager's job is the decision making, and lower level management job is the processing and completion of the job. And here is the more extended version of the managers is the mid-level management. They have to do something, change something. That means that they have the job of changing. What they will change? top management take the strategy, decisions, they will adopt it, they will put into implementation, thereafter they will change the something which top management wants. But if mid-level managers, they don't get the actual essence, they are more focused on the lower level management job, then they cannot do the change. So here you can say this is their job is sending something, right? So when these changes is needed, this is the life cycle, right? Life cycle of a business. So there's the three stages actually. One is the introduction, one is the growth, one is the maturity, and the last one is the decline stage, right? So when changes is required, we can show this one, show this business life cycle. Mid-level managers, they have to know actually when what changes is required. Let's see. In the introduction stage, the mid-level manager have to be the entrepreneur. They have to behave as if they are entrepreneurs. What types of initiatives is needed? In the introduction stage, basically company employ the skillful person a lot because they have to be successful. If they don't successful, they cannot run the business. So here they have to behave as if they are entrepreneurs. In the headquarters or the parent company, they may be the successful with a lot of successful model. But that model in the overseas country, this may not work. So they have to change the strategies. And they have to implement this one in that overseas country, subsidiaries. So here is the main point is changing the strategy and implement it. They have to, mid-level managers have to adopt the decision making of the top management and implement it, right? And they have to act as an entrepreneur that they can successfully. So here they employ skillful person because they have to work on it. They have to complete, they have to fulfill the demand of the customer. This question. But the point is, mid-level manager's job is changing something. If they cannot implement the strategies as an entrepreneur in the introduction stage, the company will not grow, company will not be successful. So first of all, here they have to ensure this. On the other hand, as their job is the changing something, in the growing stage, managers have to standardize the process, standardize the system. Introduction stage, they have to employ the skillful person, and thereafter they become the successful by generating the profit. Thereafter, in the growing stage, they have to standardize the process because they have to employ the unexperienced person. Thereafter, they have to convert them as experienced and train up. So this process needs the standardized process. Right? So whenever in the growing stage, managers can do the standardize the process, then they can change something. according to the top management decision. So the point is, manager's first job is to support the decision making of top management. This is one point we got from this. And when the company reach in the growth stage and thereafter they are in the maturity stage, then here needs something that is the innovation. Because after reaching in the growth stage, mature stage, then company cannot grow, right? Company will decline. So if you think as a overseas manager that we have to cut the cost, we have to cut the cost. So how much cost you can cut? If you cut your cost, then of course you cannot grow, right? You cannot grow. So this is the decline stage actually. But in the maturity stage, here is reinvestment, no need the reinvestment. But in the growing stage, here is need the reinvestment, because though the sales is increasing, but the profit is not increasing in proportion, because here is reinvestment is needed. On the other hand, in the mature stage, here is no reinvestment is needed, because the business in a stage, it has a market share and it can generate its profit, revenues. So no reinvestment is needed. But the point is, manager, they have to know the actual essence. Once the business reaching the mature stage, they have to do something for innovation. So here's the manager's role is innovation. If the business loses importance, demands from the customers, they will decline. But when the innovation comes, business can grow once again. And after the reinvestment, all the things as the introduction stage. For example, efforts, research and developments, such types of things. So these are basically the job of a mid-level managers, right? So actually, why overseas managers can't do such types of things? We can see this one. Show that this is the quadrant. Okay. Urgency and importance. Right? So assume that you are doing a business and your customer is complaining something to you, but you have to respond this one. Right? So this is the urgent and important. You have to respond. Here, so this is the current things. You have to respond to your customers' complaint. You have to work on it. Or if we say this one is the production, your day-to-day activities, you have to work on it. That is the current. Right? On the other hand, so this is basically the role of a low-level management. Is it clear? This is the role of a low-level management to do the current job. On the other hand, what is the job of a mid-level managers? Their job is to future development. They have to work on it. So we can say this one is the harvesting. That means the current job we are just cutting and getting the money, harvesting. On the other hand, future job we are saying seeding, this one. We seed. Thereafter we'll, once upon a time we'll get the harvest. So this is the future, or this is the current. So most of the business, This is the 5% actually, this is the 95% of sales. From future investment, currently we may think that 5% we can get, but the current provides the 95%. On the other hand, we also can think why mid-level managers are too much busy in the lower level management job. In the evaluation, just seems as a evaluation. If your evaluation is on the basis of your sales amount, that means the current outcome, then of course you will be very busy with the current activities. You will not focus on the future development. Right? You will not focus on the future development. So, once you focus on the current job, you cannot standardize here. You will postpone this one. You're focusing on this current, you are postponing future development. So, to get this best outcome, you may think that this low level management is not efficient. That's why you have to be a successful, then you are coming here, you are doing more efforts and you are failing to standardize. So thereafter, future development is hampered. You cannot change anything as a mid-level manager. So, there are three roles of a manager. The one is decision making. They have to be the decision maker. Thereafter, the strategist. They have to be the good strategist, mid-level managers. And thereafter, implementation. So most of the cases, this implementation is not happening in the overseas countries because though they are honoring the purpose, they know the purpose of the headquarters, but they cannot implement it in the overseas country. So one upon a time, sooner or later, if this is not implemented, standardized, then headquarters will think for the liquidation. As headquarters is too much big, so they cannot be bankrupt. So they think about the liquidation. So the lesson of today's discussion is manager have to do something, change something. Whether in the implementation stage, they have to work as an entrepreneur. While in the growth stage, they have to standardize. And while in the mature stage, they have to innovate something. So whether you will be the top level manager, mid-level manager, or the lower level management, it's up to you.